Hey, Nathan here, helping you become a better jungler. I have a review request from a brand player, interestingly enough. This is over on the European West. He's Platinum 3. This is a loss of his, Jan 6th. Why did he want me to review this game specifically? So he's starting off, he bought a rejuvenation bead instead of refillable potion. Definitely not ideal. I don't think you want to be building Tiamat on brand. Says he should have started red, but he was just unfocused watching YouTube before the game. This is actually a really good point, and I found significant improvement in my gameplay as soon as I just started like not watching YouTube before games. Like, yes, in queue you can watch it, but as soon as I'm in champ select, I'm already thinking about the game, thinking about what I want to, where I want to impact, look at the matchups in my lane, even looking to like counter pick my enemy counter park if I'm last pick, instead of just being like, hey, I'm only going to play this champion, I pick this champion, I don't care what I verse. You know, you can get countered pretty easily that way if you just don't pay attention. So this is a great example of like, so it sounds like he messes up his jungle path and he gets a rejuvenation bead, which is really, really bad just because he's just unfocused before the game. Like, this is like autopiloting. This is what happens when you just unfocused, just sitting there, just watching some, some music video or some highlight montage on YouTube or something like that. So, says this game got pretty bad pretty quick. He had 3 losing lanes, so decided to just AFK farm. They start pinging him, and he just mutes them. Pretty much farm camps on respawn time. I didn't think the game was going to go last very long, so I built both Haunting Guys and Oblivion Orb for Magic Pen and Health. Oblivion Orb, Haunting Guys, these are definitely good items. Maybe want to finish off Leandri's Torment first. That's a very good item on brand, but that's okay. Enemy team got Baron. Showed up, we got Ace, misplayed a bit, wanted to flush and auto-attack the plant, but hit Rammus instead and got torn and causing me to die. Overall, did some mechanical misplays, being a bit impatient with Q missing stuns. I mean, you really have no room for error in terms of missing your Q stuns. Like, it is so important to get those on brand. But nothing too major, so ignoring mechanical misplays, what could have done better in macro sense. Alright, let's take a look at this game. Let's start off with the Brand's Rune. So he's going Dark Harvest, Cheap Shot, Eyeball, Relentless Hunter. Potentially could go Ravenous Hunter here. Like, at the end of the day, Brand is very, damage reliant on his abilities. Ravenous Hunter, you heal off your abilities. I think that actually would be a really good change here. But the rest of this is really good. Perfect Timing's awesome to really help you just be that sort of threat at like 10 minutes. You can just stop what you don't have to waste a 600 gold, and it's a really good build path into Zhonya's. Like, champs like Gragas, like AP champions, love doing this stuff because Perfect Time is just really good. And you've got Cosmic Insight, which is really good, and double AP and armor. Alright, great runes. I would potentially switch out to Ravenous Hunter, but Relentless Hunter is still fine, I guess. Alright, so teams invading here. You place a ward. It looks like you're starting blue. Okay, yes. So you actually said you started red, and I absolutely agree with you this game. I mean, this is like, these champions are very hard for you to gank and echo, and because these guys can dodge your EQs, your Ws very easily, and these guys can literally turn and like kill you very easily. Like, I mean, there is a lot of weaknesses in brand that I'm sure we'll see. I don't want to talk to them about them just there. Let's literally see it proof right now, as you go through this game. But bot is where you want to focus because Caitlyn is very good to get ahead. You have Thresh CC. These guys don't really have any sort of tools to, especially you being a range champion. Like, you can just, like, range champions do really well into center, like especially mage champions, because you can, obviously hitting the EQ is really good. But again, the whole purpose of this is get your Caitlyn ahead, and this is actually a terrifying siege combo. You brand with a Kate, if you start getting this snowballing, you can just start sieging towers like super easy, especially against a Rammus. I mean, you can kite these guys pretty easily, and you can do a lot of damage and kill these guys pretty easily. So definitely be starting red this game. And it's also just better as well for the health regen in your jungle clear. Like, you do have Hunter's Talisman, so you're not really going to have mana problems until, you get blue. Alright, so doing Gromp here. Yeah, this is really not good for you. So already, your jungle clear. I mean, your pressure early game, because you're so low right here, you're forced to smite Gromp. You don't have refillable potion, which is a big mistake. You're just going to be way too low to actually do anything, I think. Like, yeah, definitely can't get wolves. Right, so your Talon does get solo killed mid. Alright, actually you decide to go do... I think it's definitely better to do your Gred here. You'll get level 3 off this. And maybe you can actually potentially gank off this, but again, there's nothing really for you to gank here. Like, Fiora, I mean, potentially gankable up here. I mean, she's just warded. Okay, but you're actually just taking way too much damage from this. You don't have Smite up yet. Alright, so right, this is it. This is the problem with, I mean, your jungle path mostly, but also, like the weakness of Brand. Like, you just take too much damage in the jungle. You know, obviously refillable potion would help here, but like his clear, I just don't think, like he could probably AoE with these minions and does cover up to count really good with his W and stuff, but yeah, I can just see you just being too squishy, because at the end of the day, you don't really have any sustain. Like, you don't have a Lee Sin W, you know, you don't have Warwick Q heals and stuff like that. Alright, but let's take a look now. So yeah, you definitely can't really do anything here. I'll potentially be looking to just base. I don't think you can do Krugs without Smite. Actually, no, you actually do this pretty well, actually. Good card in. Alright, now you're definitely too low. You definitely need to base here. So Rammus has actually just showed up mid here. You go here to check Scuttler. I think he's taken this, yeah. Alright, so you look to base. Alright, so get your Stalker's Blade. I like that. That's good. Stalker's Blade is really good because you can get the slow on them, and this will help you get your stun off much easier. So always try and open up ganks, walk up to them. They're going to try and juke you because they're like, oh, I'm scared. Like hit, like throw your E on them, like emulate them, and then just like walk up to them, smite them, and then you can hit a Q really easily because they're going to have the slow. Alright, so going bot side now. They're actually fighting a bit here. Rammus comes. Yeah, I would have definitely come down here instead of doing Gromp to just defend them. Just defend your bot, and again, like sure this isn't really gankable, but just to protect them, push out this wave, and then you know just hover. I always like to just hover sometimes, just be like, hey, is Rammus going to show up or not? And he actually does show up, and this would actually been, I think, a pretty good counter gank for you actually, especially the fact that they've been fighting. Your caster double killed your bot lane, but they've burnt all sums for that, and you still have flash. Alright, so yeah, definitely leave this now. Too late, you can't help. So yeah, you definitely have mid and bot losing pretty hard. So let's see if there actually is anything you can really do here. I mean, in terms of ganking as well, like I just don't see Brand. If you can't, like EQs are just not as easy to hit as say like a Jarvan EQ combo or a Rek'Sai knockup or a Lee Sin gap closes with his Q. Alright, so we're just clearing again. Your blue's starting to come up. Again, really the only, like, look at the wave right now. It's actually pushed in, but it will start pushing back soon. But, yeah, I mean, it's fine for you to clear your Krugs. I think being efficient is really good here. There's really not much you can do, especially not really mid. With Echo being 6. Alright, a bit more fighting here. Yeah, I just would love you to be here right now. Just cleaning up these bot kills and getting your Caitlyn ahead. Alright, so your Echo dies again. Yep, I'll soak up this wave. I want you to get level 6 pretty soon. Actually, maybe could you have Dragoned here? I think you should have Dragoned. I think you should have called your bot to come Dragon. They've got pushed this. This is a huge wave that Kai'Sa will not ignore. Guarantee you that. Echo is low. He's going to base. I think this is an opportunity to do Dragon. Instead of doing mid-wave, should have done Dragon. And the enemy team wouldn't have information on you as well. Actually, you have Sweeper Trinket as well. You could literally check. Yeah, I think you've missed an opportunity to get Dragon here. You get bot Scuttle right now. Alright, so your bot's going to have to base now. You now don't have opportunity to get Dragon. Their bot's back with full health. And your Caitlyn's pretty low with like literally just not many good items. Alright, so I'd full clear up right now and come back bot. Actually, what's going on here? Alright, so you do Gromp. What do they do? They literally dive her. Alright, like, as this is happening, my map would be panned on this. So I would literally ditch wolves right now and come and gank this. Like, she's literally just ulted, she's flashed, your Thresh is here. This is a dead Kai'Sa with 300 shutdown gold. But there's no way this Thresh is going to be able to kill her. Alright, so this is too tunnel vision of farming. This is you just not looking at lanes, not using F keys. Especially the fact that your Caitlyn was like low health and they were back there. Like, there's definitely a lot of threat of a dive there. So he definitely could have potentially killed the Kai'Sa there. Still farming. Definitely can't do anything mid. Your talent's 0-3 right now. And yeah, I mean, Fiora's just a 1v2 nightmare. You would have to play that perfectly to kill her, like, in terms of hitting EQ. And I mean, Poppy's not very exciting to get ahead either. Alright, so it looks like you're going to lose Dragon here. Alright, so yeah, definitely can't gank that. I like the fact that you base there. Alright, you really need to start doing something. I think this is the problem with Brand. It's like, sure, you could, like, Brand's a really good teamfight champion, but like, in terms of a jungler, like, you just can't put out pressure on the map. Like, you just can't gank very well at all. Like, your ganks are very one-dimensional. You don't really have any you don't have any abilities that can take people off guard. It's literally like, oh, Brand's walking up to me, I run away, otherwise I get hit by EQ. And then you're like, oh, come to the gank. And they're like, oh, well, they ran away, so now I gotta walk back. You know, you don't have the threat of, like, the EQ Jarvan flashes again, like, flash, Rek'Sai, knock up, and stuff like that. So, I just think that he's just really just not an effective jungler, because your CC is so unreliable. Alright, I'll be again looking to come help bot here instead of doing Gromp. I mean, yes, you can do Gromp, but I want you to come down here. I want you to lane gank. I want you to come down, because these guys are constantly aggressive. They think this is your only opportunity to get back into this game. Is come down here, come lane gank, let them, bait them into this. Like, this is literally your only, otherwise you're just going to lose this game. You're like 4 or 5k gold down at this stage. I mean, look at this. Like, they literally keep going on this. Thresh actually, because imagine if you're sitting here right now. Sitting here, EQ, dead. Definitely dead. She literally ults in. Alright, let's note that one down as well. 10:30, should have lane ganked. Alright, so now there's nothing really you can do, I guess, anymore. Your bot's dead. I mean, maybe you should have come protected this wave, but still farming. And the thing about this as well, especially like champions like Brand, like, you actually can't do anything aggressive on like an enemy Rammus. Rammus can just free scale into late game, be like that. Just he has so much room on the map to pressure. This is again the problem with Brand. It's like you can't just walk into someone and invade them. Like, you're so vulnerable as a squishy mage with no like ways to jump over walls or anything like that. So there's just so many issues with Brand as a jungler that just doesn't make sense for him to be a jungler. Like, you might have good jungle clear, but it's just not enough to warrant him being a jungler, like, versus junglers like Lee Sin, Elise, Jarvan, Rek'Sai. That can actually impact the map, you know, and still farm decently, have good sustain in the jungle. Alright, so, yes, you do miss your Q there. So, let's have a look at... I'm just curious mechanically. You did say not to focus on mechanics, but I have to, because you shouldn't be missing these kills. So, she's W, auto attack. Don't throw your Q. Just keep auto attacking. There's no... You could be patient here. Keep auto attacking. Your blue smart's going to come up. Blue smarter. Then she's much slower. She's used her jump. She's used her flash. And now she gets away. Like, just don't be too rushed in ganks. Especially when she's in a position where she can't she can't go on you because she'll die. Just be patient with your Qs sometimes. Sometimes you should be really aggressive with your Qs, and sometimes you should be patient. That should be a really patient time. So you base here, like Sorkshoes, Runic Echo is actually a bit of a good tower spike for you. You still have stopwatch. Wow, you're literally getting countered jungle by a Rammus. Alright, definitely not ideal. Alright, you're forced to burn your stopwatch there. You burn flash. And you get away there. Okay. Oh, almost die. Have to go back to base. So your entire bot side jungle's down now. I mean, in terms of options, what do you do here? You're going to have to concede Dragon. There's no way you can get Dragon with bot taken. Maybe can do Rift again. I think your options, just you're 16 and 3 right now. Like, this game's actually almost getting to the point where it's literally unwinnable. Actually, there you go. Your Thresh gets a shutdown. I mean, he's getting kills. He's getting shut down golds, which is not ideal. Come to defend this tower. Echo can actually just dive you pretty easily here, I think. Just W. He's so fed. 6 and 1. He's got Zhonya's. And, yeah, you're dead. So your Talon's 1 and 7. You guys are 7k gold down. It kills 18 to 4. I'm going to end the review here. Really nothing more to go into this. I mean, yes, you did have 3. I think there's not much you can really... So 3 losing lanes, you can definitely still do things. And you never think that the game's completely over. But in terms of Brundle, you've actually amplified the 3 losing lanes, because you literally can't do anything. You have no tools to get your team back into the game, because all you do is you're a damage bot. Like I mean, again, you have the CC, but I think Brand CC is pretty unreliable, and your ganks are super weak. You just can't do that pressure. So I think that there's just a lot of problems with just the champion itself, and that impacted why you couldn't do much in this game really at all. So you can check out my full notes, which will be very short, over my blog, nathanmott.gg. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.